That's not the Friday music.
I don't care what you like. I
Live
don't care at all.
from room 909. Does anyone get the room numbers yet? Nobody's ever commented on that.
Are
I
we
don't get it.
Is there something
Good.
to
Keep
get?
it that way. Keep it that way. At the East Westwood Weston in southern North Dakota, it's a Smells Like Autumn AF edition of Business Pants Friday featuring Ari the Data Queen, Matt the BS correspondent, and me, your proverbial ham sandwich. I'm shouting over the music. Matt's trying to drown me out. In this week's episode, death and freezing.
Oh, not the greatest combination.
Well, freezing is a way of think of it, freezing is a way of preserving life.
Freezing is like slow death instead
Maybe
of
ne-
fast
maybe-
The
death.
worst kind
But-
of death.
Maybe never death, though. You never unfreeze.
All right, what are we really doing?
Yeah, this is Business Pants Friday. We go over all of our favorites of the week. Story of the week, that's me. Goodliest of the week, that's the Data Queen. What else?
Yep.
Ooh, holiest of the week, Matt
That's me.
Muscardi. And we may or may not be having a fourth member join us as Emma continues to be in full lurk mode, like really official lurk mode, like just lurking somewhere in the clouds. But we may or may not have a semi-permanent person next week. I don't know, Matt. You tried to hassle her into this, but she
No,
sounds like
she
told you
she
to
was game.
go to hell.
She was game, but it's
Oh, we'll see.
like
That's
the
the
tech
tease.
is more
That's the tease.
complicated. Look, the tech is
Yeah.
more complicated.
Okay, you ready? Ready for this?
Yep. Super ready.
Story of
I
the week.
guess so. Let's do it.
Come on, give me some story of the week music. Give me something.
You do it. What, you want the match game? There we go. There we go. The dangerous
Actually,
story of the week.
Appropriate for these stories. In no particular order, because one of these stories definitely is dominating the news cycle as we speak. But I'm going to start back at the beginning, a story I missed because I was out. Matt covered this. Bed Bath and Beyond CFO Gustavo Arnal died by
Shouldn't laugh.
suicide.
Yeah, not funny. Not funny.
Oh, look, I'm not trying to turn this into a joke. I was just astounded at how the business press just didn't want to cover this story, really. Like, there's some cursory articles about it, but I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone or anything, but why do you cover missing luggage from 800 different perspectives, but a CFO jumping out of a window?
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, fine, forget it. All right, and let me add this. He was accused in a lawsuit, along with activist investor Ryan Cohen, who we talk about a lot, of participating in a pump and dump scheme. That lawsuit was filed 11 days before he jumped out of that building.
Wow.
Yeah, in New York City. So there you go.
Not great.
That's the first story of the week.
Yeah.
It's a big story for us.
It was. I mean, this
Big.
is back-to-back weeks with someone out of a window. It was Luke Oil last week, right?
This is incredible. This is a business pans first. So I guess the real question, and Ari, maybe you already know the answer to this, is who's next? Who's next week's victim?
Jeez.
Which executive next week will fall out of a window?
I got nothing.
Okay.
That's morbid.
Maybe you shouldn't answer that, just in case. Number 2 story of the week. Putin. We haven't talked about the war in Ukraine in a while. It's, I guess the West is sort of bored of that. But Putin threatens to let Europe freeze over winter, raising risk of energy rationing. Look, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in Europe with energy. Putin now, I guess he's just threatening to cut off supplies completely. This is a story I don't know, Matt, we really haven't spent a lot of time covering, but it seems to have
If that
potential
happens,
ramifications. Yeah, go ahead.
but then wouldn't Russians just die of hunger?
Well,
The
why, 'cause they're not
Russians
getting
have all
money
the
for that?
gas.
Yeah,
They're-
they have
They
it.
have all the gas. They're not.
Right, but
Because the
they
money
would
they're
get
not
all
going to
the
be getting.
money. Right.
Well, I know China's buying a lot of energy now, and
Yeah, they still have buyers.
They're covered.
They're
and
covered.
let's not forget that Europe is in motion of trying to figure out how to move forward without the energy that Russia supplies. So, but anyway, this is I just wanted to include this. I just did. I did, Matt.
Can I thank that?
Mostly because we never talk about it. Yeah.
Can I thank our production staff? Because the image that they chose for this very clearly has the iStock photo watermark on it. So
Can I say this?
thank
Shame
you.
on you,
Thank you.
Google. Shame on you, Alphabet. I type in a simple Google image search for hell freezing over, and there's like nothing. Like I thought there'd be several things.
Why is
Nothing,
Europe
like
hell?
just that.
Is Europe hell? Is that what that is?
I was just thinking, like, everyone thinks Putin's a devil and freezing over, and I don't know.
And it's
going
not
for something.
It's
All
maybe.
right, number 3.
All right, good.
Number 3 story of the week, which I'm gonna characterize as, I'm gonna call it female CEO turnover hell in the UK.
How
Maybe
dare you?
Yeah, maybe hell is an inappropriate word, but
Lots of hell over here.
there
Yeah.
are just two amazing. There's a
this week.
confluence of amazing female CEO turnover in the UK this week. Really, an amazing historical coincidence. First, what we already announced, Liz Truss became the UK Prime Minister on Tuesday, and then the longest-running CEO, I think, in the world. 70 years. 70 years. Queen Elizabeth II dies at the age of 96. I'm sorry, but in our world, Matt, she's a CEO. No? How is she not a CEO?
Hold on, I gotta beat myself for that sound effect.
It's okay. Not everyone cares. I mean,
no,
yeah.
I don't.
I mean, she
mean,
is
I
a
like.
monarchical colonialist. Not
Wouldn't
everyone
she
loves
be
her.
a co-CEO? Just wondering.
How dare you? Who's
Oh,
the
good
other
point.
CEO?
Uh,
Who would do
Well, she's like. Wouldn't she be like
Queen?
the
The Church of
founder
England?
family, but the CEO actually owns all the shares because the government runs itself and doesn't need her at all?
So she's the chair and the Liz Truss is the CEO? Is that how you're thinking?
But she does have all the power to do the things.
She
doesn't.
has real power, but they never do anything. But we'll get to it. Let's come back to this.
All right. Here's a few points of data to go along with the story. Do you know who now is the supreme reigning CEO?
The supreme being.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, you probably will know the answer because it's the only other folksy CEO that everyone loves.
Warren
Who is
Buffett.
it?
Warren Buffett. He's now the champion. 52 years as CEO over there at Berkshire. He's 92.
Oh,
So,
stop it, crowd.
He and the Queenie. Yeah.
Is he gonna go next? Maybe he's
well,
the one that's gonna go
I
next.
didn't say anything.
He's 8,000
and-
years old. So
And if
yes.
he's worried about dying, he could move into Charlie Munger's dorm in California
Without
because no windows,
No.
live forever.
If he's worried about
That's the
dying,
motto.
he could maybe stop eating cheeseburgers and eat something else.
No. Okay. Here are the longest-serving female CEOs now after Queen Elizabeth II dies. In the U.S., it's someone named Mary Jo Cohen, who's been the CEO at National Presto Industries since 1994. Matt, she's so old school that she's the only woman on board. She's the only female executive. Like she's like
Wow.
old school.
she doesn't
You know
even
what I'm
want to
talking
get. She,
Yeah, she's the only one there.
What is National Presto Industries? I've never heard of them.
They make like goofy contraptions.
it
They
sounds
make,
like Acme
weird.
Industries is what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
they do. They make weird contraptions that nobody needs. And the longest serving female CEOs in the UK, and this is shocking, only 8 years.
What?
Their tenure's only 8 years, and that is Zila Bing Maddock at the company Future. She's been there since 2014. So there you go. Yeah, moving on.
8 years?
8 years.
I know, isn't that sad?
That's the saddest fact I've ever
UK.
heard.
Congratulations, UK, for really not wanting women to run your company.
Wow.
Pop
okay.
quiz before I go to the next story of the week. Pop quiz. Which institution is being canceled this weekend in honor of the passing of the Queen? Would it be Premier League soccer matches or theater productions in London's West End? Which famous institution in England is being canceled this weekend in honor of the Queen. Which one?
I'm gonna go with theater productions.
Matt?
They would never cancel the Premier League for anything.
Not soccer.
You're both wrong. Isn't that shocking? They're canceling sports. What is happening? They're canceling
That
sports.
is nuts.
That's not correct. That's not
We're
right.
too sad to play. Like what?
I found this to be shocking. Yeah,
Just,
maybe because people in the arts don't care, and maybe they're saying that plebeians, commoners, they care about the Queen. Maybe that's
No,
what they're saying.
look, everyone in the UK, just so you know, that you could have tuned into the NFL kickoff last night. Like, no one here was sad enough to stop the NFL, grown men from hitting each other.
My fourth story of the week is just the one that I like. I know probably no one's going to vote for it, but we covered this yesterday. A city in the Netherlands has become the first city in the world to ban ads for meat in public places over climate concerns.
Where'd you
They're
get
calling meat. They're basically saying meat is as stupid as like cocaine and whatever, cigarettes. I don't know, whatever it's.
Where'd you get that?
I love that story. I love
Where'd
it.
you get that stupid advertisement picture? That's from
I
like
got it.
1912.
I got it from the recycling bin in that Dutch city because that's where the ads are now. I just pulled it out.
Wow.
They put it right in the recycling bin.
All right.
All right. So, what do you got? Story of the week. CFO, Bed Bath and CFO committing suicide. Hell, freezing over. Come on, you heard them.
All right.
Come on, someone vote.
It's Europe freezing over, Bed Bath & Beyond suicide, UK CEO turnover, and Dutch city hates meat.
I didn't ask you to do that for me. Come
This
on.
Dutch city is probably population 200 people.
Yeah, I know. We haven't
No.
looked into the...
No.
No?
Have you
No.
been to the Netherlands? Or like
Yeah.
every city there is like 500,000 people. It's just like people everywhere. It's just
thought you were gonna say
non-stop big
500.
cities.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it already. The words you're saying I hate. Ari, do you have a vote?
I do, just because, I mean, I would think that Putin threatening Europe to freeze to death would be the biggest story.
Wait, I
But
didn't say freeze to death. I don't
I
see
added
that
the to
threat.
death part.
Yeah,
because you wanted to death.
Ari, Ari.
Yeah, because in southern Portugal they're gonna be fine.
We don't know that anymore. But I'm going to go with female CEO turnover hell in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's incredible.
Dominated
Matt,
all the headlines.
you disagree, Matt?
Look, I totally agree with Ari that the story of the week should be the Putin natural gas thing, and I think that's the business story of the week. But the story that everyone's talking about is the female CEO turnover in the UK being the crown.
Come on, it's
and the
incredible.
Prime Minister.
The
Yeah,
subject.
Prime
could have
Minister and
imagined that?
crown in like a 1 week span is pretty
Amazing.
pretty intense.
But that before we move on, Ari, 'cause
Yeah.
you're up next, right? Good leads of the
Uh-huh.
week.
I am.
The city in the Netherlands is Haarlem. Yeah, it's Haarlem.
The original
The
Harlem?
original Haarlem.
Does it have two A's? Is it Harlem?
Two A's.
Nice.
Population.
I love it when they do that.
Population roughly 250,000. So just go screw yourself for your stupid
250,000.
mockery.
That's only 4x West Hartford, Connecticut. So
Yeah, do you see a lot of ads around here?
I'm
Matt?
gonna say. I was just gonna
Ads?
say, if I multiplied the ads I see in West Hartford, Connecticut 4 times, I would see
So?
4 ads. Like, so now none of them can be.
Well, you don't have
Neat.
ads in your buses.
The only ad
know,
on the
maybe
bus. There's
that's
like
the
2
problem.
buses. First of all,
We
there's
don't
only
have
like
buses.
there's only 2 buses, and
Maybe
those
get some
buses
buses.
are there's a big ad that says "Get Carter," and it's a guy who's like a meteorologist or something. I don't know.
He's an ambulance chaser. He's an
Oh, is he?
lawyer
Is
for
that what he is?
accidents.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I know we know
And
what I'm
the
talking
"Are
about,
you
yeah.
pregnant?" ad on all the buses.
Okay, this is West Hartford talk with Aunt B. Okay, come on, moving on. Come on.
All right.
Good leads of the week. Ari, the data queen.
I got
Wow us.
actual stories for you.
Shock us.
Ad meat person. Number 1.
Really got him there. Good zinger.
Speaking of wars, Starbucks workers are winning the union fight on TikTok.
Finally.
What?
Wait,
Starbucks
where?
is-
Wait, what? On TikTok?
On TikTok, yeah.
Okay.
Starbucks is forced to fight union efforts on a new front. That was me.
Yeah, that was so exciting.
The TikTok front. And they are losing. This is the current score. 28 million to 114,000. That's the number of views on the most popular
Oh.
post
Okay.
of
so they're
Starbucks
not-
Workers Unite. What?
It's just views. Okay, so they're winning the union
view
fight meeting
war.
by views, not actually unionizing, but just views.
Yeah, which
Okay,
will help
got it.
drive some unionization, hopefully.
Okay.
Oh, just some gentle clapping for more views. That's good. Take a bow.
But after the Starbucks workers launched their TikTok, Starbucks launched Starbucks Partners, which already sounds super boring. So I don't even know how they got to 114,000. But
Yeah.
there's lots of talk about Gen Z here. Number one, they are super important to Starbucks. Their love of iced coffee brings in billions of dollars for them every year.
Okay.
And number two, they make up TikTok's core audience.
Duh.
And they may love sharing their iced coffee on social media more than they actually love their iced coffee. So it is just
No,
this,
I have no idea
stupid.
what's
I
going on.
hate
this
it.
awesome merge
I hate
here.
it.
So
I hate it. I hate the words that you just
Which
said.
part
I
of this
hate.
is good?
well, what can start, and then here comes TikTok, because
Okay.
they're really good at keeping your attention, right? So what can start as a casual TikTok browsing of the hashtag Starbucks and looking at videos of the new Starbucks experience that Schultz loves to talk about so much
I hate it.
may now lead to TikTok users watching videos of picket lines and promoting,
I
Oh,
see.
effort.
Okay.
which is so
okay.
amazing. Here is Schultz doing the whole Starbucks
Okay.
experience. We're doing this thing, and the same hashtag is going to lead users to the union efforts.
All right. This
So.
is. It's not bad. It's
Yeah.
not bad, Ari.
Yeah, it's awesome. And this is
Okay.
all happening while union approval rating is reached 71%, which is the highest in 60 years.
Look,
71. Wait, what? The union approval rating reaching 71%.
yeah,
Yeah.
overall
Nuts.
in the U.S.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
That's actually
that's
quite
high.
shocking. This is they're polling Republicans in that too, or is this just polling
This
Democrats?
The young people.
Oh,
they're
young
only
people.
polling TikTok users. No.
Oh, is that true?
No,
Okay.
this is
Okay.
normal sample of the U.S.
How do you
poll.
poll a TikTok user? Because you have to
You
have to,
do it on
the poll-
TikTok? I don't know.
You have to
Oh.
wrap up the poll in like 5 seconds. Before
I'm
they start
surprised.
looking at
Like the saddest part about this is they literally
Squirrel
have
chasing a
to
monkey.
Trojan horse interest in a massive labor movement of people who have been stifled by a corporation through pictures of iced coffee and like pointless things from Starbucks in order to sneak in pictures of union picket lines.
How does actual
fine.
research work on TikTok? Or like, because the videos come by so fast that do you have to like wait for 20 of them before you can write down the address to go figure out how to unionize? You know what I mean? Like, how do you? How
I
does
don't
it
even
work?
know what your question is.
Good.
No, they don't they have like it's like a girl doing a shuffle dance and someone next to them saying things like, "Do you like unions? Yes or no?" While
Don't
they're
make fun of my
dancing.
daughter. Stop it. All right, moving on. Number
Moving
2.
on. Number 2, good list of the week. Trees. And I got 2 stories for you.
Huh? Yeah.
Number
Trees
1.
are good.
Yeah.
Something
Exactly.
like this.
Not the ones that
Domino's
kill.
finally settles argument on whether or not you can recycle pizza boxes.
Oh, I like this
Ooh,
one.
I like that.
Has this ever been a discussion in your household? Like-
Yes.
No, we just recycle them.
Well, billions of
No, we have.
corrugated
we have,
cardboard
yeah.
pizza boxes from cardboard. I can't even say cardboard anymore. From pizza boxes
I'm not
have
too sure
gone
you ever could, yeah.
unrecycled because consumers and recycling companies are super confused about whether or not the leftover grease or sauce or cheese might screw up the recycling machinery or the
Yeah.
process in general.
It's a long ongoing debate, that nasty pizza grease.
So there was a study that the company that makes the pizza boxes set out to do, and they tested a pizza box with which the weight was 20% grease, which is way more than like realistic pizza box environment, which is more than like 50%. So 20% of this pizza box was grease by weight, and they found no difference in
20% of the pizza box was grease.
the
Sounds
material
delicious.
or the recycling process. So not only
yeah.
that, they decided to print this information on the box, including a QR code that will direct consumers to the closest place that takes pizza boxes.
Wait,
and
what?
then
The place that takes pizza boxes, you can't put it in your household recycling? You have to
There
go somewhere?
are some municipalities that
see, now we're
specifically
already screwed.
say
We're screwed already.
we don't take pizza boxes.
More importantly, Ari, were you one of those people who used to, like, when they got pizza, they used to, like, blot out the grease with a napkin?
No, I would.
I always hated
I
people
would
like
eat
that.
all the
Matt,
grease.
you were
Yeah.
one of those people. I
No,
bet.
never. No, I
Just
would
eat the
I would
grease, you
lick the
jerks.
grease off of it
Yeah, just eat
and
it.
rub it on
Matt
someone's
would
face.
never
Who are
order
you?
Dominos. Is this a
Who
joke?
do you think you are? Really, who do you think you are blotting out grease with a nasty napkin?
Well, so on my pizzas that I make at home, I just put grease on top to figure out who I like and who I'm not going to like. That's how I differentiate.
All right, so that's the Domino's.
But that's story
Tells
number
you can
one of the
recycle
two trees
their
stories.
pizza box. What else you got, Ari? What else you
Second
got?
tree story, Bridgestone, the tire
Uh-huh.
maker. They invested $100 million into farming Wayula trees to
Yeah.
replace the
Oh, I
rubber
saw
tree
that.
for rubber
Is that
production.
good?
Yeah, I
Doesn't
saw
So
sound
that.
good.
Wayuli plant produces rubber already as a form of protection, and after years of testing and breeding and rebreeding, Bridgestone has bred a Wayuli plant that produces exceptional amounts of rubber without the need of water.
Oh, I see.
Ooh,
So they can-
water-free
Is this-
tree rubber.
Yeah, is this going to be a long-term good?
No, they are. So they have this
No.
finding, and they've already planted like this tree on 25,000 acres, and now they are moving forward with the scale of production where all their rubber that is not synthetic rubber will come from this tree.
Yeah, why don't people just take the subway?
Well,
All right, that's
so this is the
number-
thing
next-
for
yeah.
for normal for cars for the normal
Yeah.
our cars, 90 or 80% of the rubber to make those tires are synthetic rubber, and only 10 to 20% are natural
Got it.
rubber from trees. But for trucks, like trailer trucks, that is like almost 100% is from natural rubber.
All I can imagine is Bridgestone just like ruining the ecosystem of a desert somewhere because they want this rubber. That's all I'm imagining.
Look,
Them like destroying.
you got to
habitats.
destroy something.
You got to
Like
destroy something.
either
for-
you
for a
stay in
tire.
your house and destroy things with
Yeah.
the electricity you use, or you go out and you destroy a desert by planting trees so you can make cars.
I like it. All right, that's the.
All right.
The third story. What's your?
It's
what
the
else you
second
got?
story. That's all part of the second
No.
story. The
Oh,
third
okay.
story is
So first
also
we had Starbucks winning at TikTok. Then we had trees. What else you got, Ari?
Now we got someone screwed up.
Okay.
What?
And I
This
got
is
two
good.
stories for you because I don't
Okay.
know, even though in the grand scheme of things, maybe these are sad, they're kind of funny. They're kind of funny. So here we go. Number
Okay,
one,
So, okay. Ari's losing it officially. Yeah, go ahead.
a group of 30 hackers across Ukraine formed a group nicknamed Hack Your Mom with the
I like
goal
that.
to help Ukraine fight Russia's invasion.
Love
They
it.
got to know Russian soldiers through fake profiles that they created where they posed as very attractive women and ultimately convinced the soldiers to send them pictures, which they
Amazing.
geolocated. And once they had the location, they sent that information to the military.
I love that.
Wow.
Russian soldiers were catfished. And
Ari.
the base where they were was blown up. Come on.
It's
Oh,
amazing. Ari.
but then they had to get blown up. Oh, that's less ideal.
Yeah, it's kind of
Well,
that's kind of a sad ending there.
There's a theme of death here.
Yeah, that's true. Ari,
Yeah.
let me ask you this: does this hacker group called Hack Your Mom? Do they think that I'm a Russian soldier? Because I've been getting a lot of texts and WhatsApps recently from women.
Oh.
Yeah, trying to
They're-
obviously
they're-
catfish me.
So they're not. No, I'm just going to tell you, they're not women. If they're
Right, but I'm saying
if they're sending
they're
something
usually
that says
pictures.
attractive
Usually
woman,
pictures of young women. But I'm saying, do they think I'm a Russian soldier? Is that what they think?
I don't think so. I don't think they're targeting the main area. You're
Okay, good. Okay,
They're
good.
probably real people. So, go for it.
I should be careful because
Not
often I
targeting
respond
me.
with terrible jokes, and if they're actually geolocating me so they can drop a missile on me, I better be careful.
yeah,
with my
just
lame
be
jokes.
careful. That was number one of number three. What's
Yep.
number 2?
Yeah.
The second
What
thing
else?
on it,
Come on.
someone screwed up.
Yeah.
As you know, Snap laid off 20% of its workforce in a mass layoff last week. Short meetings appeared in 1,200 calendars where managers were supposed to read from script to let the people know that they're being let go and how to access group benefits and so on, except some were locked out of the company tools before they were able to
That's
be
a sign.
fired.
That's a sign.
That'll tell you.
In the
But why is
article
this good?
quotes,
Yeah.
the article quotes someone saying some people couldn't even log in to get laid off.
So
The
this
fired,
is good because you're laughing at because you think
This
it's
is good
funny.
because it's funny.
Okay, Ari, you're like
the
twisted
fired employees
version of
had
yourself.
to
Yeah.
text their now former colleagues and ask if they could please send messages on the company Slack asking how the ones locked out could access more details to their own firing.
No, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just not go
What?
to your
I'm
own
not fired.
firing and pretend you're not fired? Just keep showing up. And if they don't
Yeah.
pay you, then you sue them because they didn't
say.
fire you. They never fired you.
Well, they don't
Yeah.
have to fire you, do they? Can't they just?
Yeah,
stop
they
paying
they
you?
have to. I'm
don't
sorry.
have
Labor law
contracts.
requires that you can't you can't just not pay someone
at
and then
will.
tell them like
You're
a month
at will
later. Oh, by the
employees.
way, we fired you.
This is why Snap workers need to get on TikTok with the Starbucks workers and start unionizing because they're at will, Matt. They don't have to do anything to them. They can fire them in the bathroom, can't they? Like while they're shaving. Do people still shave in the bathroom at Snap? I don't know. I think they stopped doing that.
I don't think there's dual class shares at Snap. I think they stopped
Okay.
shaving.
Can you summarize all this, Ari? Because it's a total disaster. What do you got? Tell us what you got. Yeah.
So
Summarize
first things
this.
first,
Yeah.
Starbucks workers using Starbucks roadmap against them. Number 2,
You
trees.
made it worse. Yeah.
Number 3,
Yeah.
someone screwed up.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh God, look. I'm gonna get out of this one quickly, Matt, because Ari's completely befuddled me. I mean, I'm not even sure her name is Ari anymore. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna go with the
catfished.
easy one, Matt, and I'm gonna go with the giant pizza box that actually tells me that I can recycle the box.
You're going with
because
trees.
Yeah, you go with trees.
because I have actually had these annoying conversations about these stupid pizza boxes, and now I can just hit my kids over the head with it and say, look, it says right here that you can recycle this stupid box. So I'm going for that one. Domino's pizza box.
I'm really torn because I want to go with Ukrainian hackers. That is just so
hack your
clever
mom. I do love
and
that. Hack
and
your mom.
morbid at the same time. Like they
Ends in
drop a
death.
missile on someone they catfished. That is that is
Not a proverbial missile, an actual.
this is an actual missile, and like this is like people think like catfishing. I don't. It's fantastic, but I am gonna also go with trees. That's what I'm gonna go with.
All right. There you go. Goodliest of the week. I mean,
Goodliest of the
you're
week
laughing,
is
Ari,
trees.
but these Russian soldiers are just young, like teenagers. You know, they're just.
Oh,
I think
stop
what
it! Just stop it.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
There
All
was
right.
there was a CEO that was catfished. That's in the news recently. Maybe that's next week's executive death. Maybe that CEO will be hit by a missile from Hack Your Mom and he'll fall out of a window.
All good thoughts. Let's move on.
Okay. Here you go. Matt Moscardi with As Holiest of the Week. This
All right.
also looks long and confusing. Come on.
Well,
Matt.
I'm just gonna
Let's do it.
say
Decided.
overall. Once again, I have an overall asshole of the week, and that is Monarchy. Because as we're in the middle of celebrating the life and times of Queen Elizabeth II, for nothing more than having a trace of DNA from a guy from like 400 AD, and her qualifications to run the country are just that trace DNA. And did you know that the monarchy in the UK, they have the power between going from castle to castle and cutting cakes and like blessing children, they have the power to, in no particular order, appoint the prime minister or not, suspend, cancel, recall, impound, withdraw, or revoke British passports so they can make you a British citizen. This is like
Ooh,
the Queen
I
could
want
have
to be a
just
British
done this.
citizen. I want that.
The power to create corporations by royal charter so they can just make a company themselves, and the power to declare war or conclude war.
Wow. That's impressive power. I mean,
It's
that's a
psychotic.
hats off. Hats off.
They
So-
got the power.
So in celebration of
Yeah.
long reigning monarchs that I don't know why we care about. Although we care
Yeah.
more about, like, I was looking for other monarchs that died recently.
Mhm.
The king of Thailand died in 2016, and
Yep.
he was king for 70 years, and he was loved in Thailand apparently, but he wasn't a white lady, so there's not like a 20,000 word New York
Where's
Times.
the Netflix show about
There's
this
no
guy,
Netflix
this
show
Joker?
about
Yeah.
Boomaball Ajula J or whatever I can't
Yeah.
pronounce
And
his
for
name.
good reason, because I've hung out with him. He was quite boring.
So here's what I got for you. For these are all monarchs. Choose your
Let's do it.
assholiest monarch
do
of
it.
this week. First
Come on, I'm
up
excited.
is the corporate monarchy.
Okay, what does that mean?
Of 80,000 directors in 2022, 1,038 are family members
Oh, that's it.
of
Okay.
the company.
Be
Of
higher.
those, 60% have some sort of structural advantage over the company itself. Like they own all the
course.
shares,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they have the voting rights, they're dual class, they retain control of the board or the company or something. 9.5% of them are actually Filipino. which I wouldn't have thought.
What?
Yes.
Stop the clock. That's news. See,
Right?
this is hard-hitting news. This is ESG.
We don't talk about the fact that the Philippines loves a good corporate monarch. And
Yeah, I would have
8
guessed
point-
Korea, but you're saying Filipino.
I'm saying the
Interesting.
Philippines. 8.7% are actually from Peru, Ari's own. Ari's own Peru. France is the first European country on the list with a whopping 3% of French directors are corporate monarchs.
Nice.
3%.
Okay.
But the largest by far is an American, the Waltons of Walmart. Some tidbits just this week from the great reign of the Waltons of the township of Kingfisher in the territory of Oklahoma. Headlines include Walmart is facing a class action suit for allegedly violating an Illinois privacy law by using surveillance cameras and Clearview AI's facial recognition database. That's right.
How dare you?
The corporate monarchy is watching you.
Yeah,
and
they are.
databasing you. Number two,
Why? For what? For what purpose?
for the purpose of security, because you need to keep the sovereign realm secure. Headline number two: Walmart says it's been sued for giving out too many opioids, but also for not giving out enough opioids, because the monarchy can
Ew.
decide whether or not to drug you. That's what the monarchs do. And headline number three, and these are all in the last week. This is just this week.
Yeah.
Amazon and Walmart want the FAA to let them use part of your property.
No.
Here's how drone delivery companies are coming for your airspace.
dare
Because
you.
the
Wait, what does that
monarchy
mean?
owns your air.
Wait, what does that mean?
They want to own, they want
Like
claim
the airspace above my
to the airspace
house?
above your
Oh,
house.
no.
That's what they want. That's what the corporate monarchy wants.
Wow.
So
I
that
could
they
vote
can
now.
do drone deliveries and
could
they'll
vote
own
now.
it. They'll own it.
All right, what else you got?
All right.
That was corporate monarchy.
Corporate
I'm
monarchy.
all fired up now. Yeah.
Number
What else?
2, actual monarchs.
Okay, all right.
This is Prince William in
Yeah.
his speech at his grandmother's
Soon to
platinum
be
jubilee. Soon to be soonish.
Well, because his father, the new king, is like 4 million years old.
Yeah, he's 74. He's got a robust 12 years probably before he has to keel over. In Prince William's speech at his grandmother's platinum jubilee, the platinum jubilee was a giant celebration held by all former and current British colonies to celebrate the Queen reigning for 70 years, which was
Wow. What is the
awkward.
platinum? What does that mean, platinum jubilee? What is that?
Platinum? I don't know. Real fucking
that?
old? I don't know.
What does platinum represent? Isn't it a record that sells like 1 million copies?
Like
Is that what
Diamond
happened?
Jubilee is the 50 years, so platinum,
Oh.
I guess, is 70.
So
I guess.
made up. Platinum is 70. Okay.
I
all
don't
right.
know. Don't ask me.
You're gonna run out of medals at some point.
I
Good
know
thing,
that at
you
some
know.
point they're going to be
Good
like
thing she's done.
Mithril, and they're going to use fantasy medals. At a speech he gave, he said, quote, "Today in 2022, because the Platinum Jubilee was this year, as the Queen celebrates her Platinum Jubilee, the pressing need to protect and restore our planet has never been more urgent." He said that in February.
Okay.
He then got on a series of jets flying to the Bahamas to tour it as part of the Platinum Jubilee. Tour the Bahamas? really.
Sure.
He went to Belize. He went to Jamaica. And then before he comes home and then goes back out to United Arab Emirates. And then that's after he decried the fact that space tourism is a thing before we save the planet. So, Prince William, congratulations on being a blowhard asshole.
Why are you focusing on Prince William when you could be focusing on the new king? What are you doing?
Because Charles only had like 2 flights
How
and
dare
didn't
you.
say as
Okay.
I don't know. William seems like the young one who's supposed to know what's going on. I don't.
All right.
You can't begrudge old
That's
people.
actual. So that your second asshole of the week is
Actual monarchs. I just
Yeah, there you
I
go.
cannot get over the fact that in 2022 there are people who maintain systematic power because they were born
Well,
to somebody else. What
Yeah, it does make me wonder
is that?
if a lot of these countries are going to try to opt out now of the monarchy, right?
Please do, because this is
Yeah.
stupid.
I do know that Canada made a bold move, making a bold move, saying they're not going to put King Charles on their money. So that's a line in
Oh.
the sand.
Oh, zing!
Oh,
Really
Although they're
show them.
officially
starting to crack.
they're officially severed from the Queen. Actually, I think because their constitution came out in the 1960s, so they've been severed for a while. I
I don't think they're real severed. And then last,
Yeah.
blowhard monarchs.
Ooh. what
And
does
you
that
know
mean?
exactly who I'm talking about with a
Who?
blowhard
Tell me.
monarch. There's
Tell
two.
me.
There's two
Yeah.
that were in the news this week. One always in the
Okay.
news and one not. Meme King Ryan Cohen.
Oh yeah, I just talked about him. His buddy jumped out of a building.
Yes,
Out the
that is
window.
correct.
Yeah.
And
I'm
he
not happy
was
about it, I'm just saying.
party to the lawsuit
For the record.
before the
Yeah.
death of the CFO of Bed
Yeah.
Bath & Beyond. And the second, of course, as always, is Techno King
Mhm.
Elon Musk. Yeah, Techno King, I think, is his official title he puts in filings. The guy who's suing Twitter because of what they write in filings calls himself Techno King in those filings.
He also could be part
A
of your
buffoon.
corporate monarchy, right? Because Kimball Musk is part of that.
He's
stack
on his
you
way, but
trotted out.
he doesn't have structural control. He owns a lot of shares. But there was a story that broke this week
Mm-hmm.
that Twitter bots appear to be in line with the company's estimate below 5%. And that was a third-party research firm that figured that out. So your options here are
This one's easy. This is
corporate
easy.
monarchy, actual monarchs, or blowhard monarchs.
Maybe it's not that easy, actually. Actually, now I'm suddenly confused.
You know, why isn't Mark Zuckerberg into blowhard monarchs?
Because he's not a monarch. His family doesn't own it. It's just Zuck.
Oh.
He's a
Sorry.
dictator. There's
Duh.
different. There's a
Wait,
difference
what?
between dictators and monarchies.
Need to go
Monarchies,
back
you get it just for
government class.
family.
Oh,
Got
I
it.
thought no. She said blowhard monarch. Why isn't he a blowhard monarch?
Yeah, because he's not a monarch. He's not king. He's dictator.
Zuck. Okay. Oh, I'm confused. What's the
it
difference
makes
between
sense now.
a king and a dictator? Is there a difference?
A king is family
One's a
lineage.
family thing.
They put family on
So
the board.
Ryan Cohen is he got to power through his family? Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
you're saying?
They call him the meme king.
You
That's
just
why
made
gotta,
all this up.
That's why
Okay.
you got to
Okay.
include
All
it.
right.
These people actually
Okay.
have titles that have the word king in
Oh,
it.
meme king. I get it now.
Yeah,
It's
meme
very
king.
And then
clever. I like it. I
techno
like it.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
You know, I wonder if the royal family is the OG, like, famous for just being famous type of thing. You know, like
Yeah.
Paris Hilton.
Yeah, well, didn't they
Kim
say that the
Kardashian.
paparazzi, all that culture, didn't it start with the royal family? Did it not?
I don't
don't
care
know.
about
Nobody
any of the
cares.
things that you're
Okay.
talking about. They make me sick.
All right.
you
well,
vote
this
first
one's
because I'm
really-
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this was
Go
really easy for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with corporate monarchy.
You know, tell me why, because that was my first instinct. But then when I thought about it, I thought maybe I'm crazy. Why do you go with
No,
that
that's
one?
the correct answer.
Why?
Because corporations are supposed to be made to, like, serve a thing, but really they're just like
Serve the shareholders.
somebody's little kingdom.
Yeah, but then when after Matt laid out all the powers that the royal family has, and the fact that they've colonialized a good chunk of the earth, that just seems to me like the actual. You know what? Just for the fun of the game, although I think Matt just revealed his hand. I'm gonna create a tie for Matt to break. I'm gonna go with actual monarchs because
Why?
I do loathe the royal family, so I'm gonna vote for that one.
Well, it is hard for me
Tiebreaker, Matt Moscardi.
because Ari's right in my mind that corporate monarchy is it's this styled democracy, right? Like shareholders get a vote, but
They're not doing anything wrong.
The reality is they don't really in corporate monarchies.
Yeah, but they're entitled to this privilege. They're not breaking listing rules or
Yeah, but
exchange
like
rules
so,
or,
but should they be listed? Like, if you're a corporate monarchy, should you like?
I agree, but should the royal family be in existence at all?
That's where I'm torn, because I was looking at pictures of the
Good.
Jubilee, and I was watching in Australia. They're in Australia. They're like lighting a torch for the Queen Elizabeth, and it's like it was her relatives that sent your prison relative, your
Your imprisoned ancestors
to go kill all the Aborigine people there and colonize it so that you are away from on the other side of the world, and then like watching people in tribal gear or traditional gear in New Zealand like celebrating the Jubilee of their. It's terrible. Forget weird. It's like
not to mention that it's a family that a lot of its riches are based on the slave trade.
But exactly, like they're going between their castles, and they got it all by subjugating large swaths of humanity, and now we're celebrating the subjugation.
Matt,
it's not.
Go ahead, Ari.
That's all true, but it just, even though they have constitutional power, whatever power they each have, they don't use it, so they are just a figurehead. While corporate monarchs are actively using their power to kill the earth, keep people down, widen inequality,
Matt, what I'm really surprised by is why didn't the new king is King Charles III. Why didn't they go the West Indian route? Why didn't we get someone from like a Sundar or like a Satya? Like why do you think they didn't take that?
They actually have a lot of people in India that they subjugated. They had a lot of people to choose from.
I'm surprised they didn't go for that new trick.
I think
my gosh,
that would have been great. But my final call here is I think the corporate monarchy, because as much as I hate the actual monarchs, I think that the actual monarchs have like constitutional privileges that I think are dumb. Where the corporate monarchy, particularly like the Waltons in America. Like, what are we doing? Well, we literally started this country to overthrow a monarch. And now we've just okayed monarchy and just in another place.
Let's wrap up before we get to the winners of the week and the predictions. So the story of the week is the incredible female CEO turnover over there in the UK. Liz Truss and the Queen. The good news of the week is kind of sad now that I'm looking at it. Domino's printing on their pizza boxes that you can recycle them. What is this? Like
the
1974? Winner's trees. And the as holiest of the week is the corporate monarchy, not the traditional royal monarchy that we all think about. It's the corporate monarchy. That's the as holiest of the week. So finally, before we wrap up, who won the week? Anyone want to go first? Mine's an inside joke. I'll go first on mine. My winner of the week is our very own Jessie. Why?
Oh, okay.
Because she threatened to come on our shows twice this week, but then ultimately decided against it. So I feel like she's the winner for not having to be a part of this nonsense.
I had to decide against it because I didn't have time to set up her tech.
No, she's the winner. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Walmart actually.
Why? Because they exist?
That headline of them trying to make themselves the victim of.
That makes them the winner of the. You know what? I'm not allowed to quibble with this. I'm not allowed.
Giving out too many opioids, but also for not giving out enough. Like what?
I'm gonna let the audience in on something. Matt called a meeting with me last week, and he told me that it was a very serious meeting. And he wanted a one-on-one meeting, and he told me that I'm no longer allowed to argue with people when they pick winners of the week and predictions. I'm not allowed to argue with them.
Did I say that? I don't remember saying that at all.
Okay.
Are you trying to argue with me?
I was briefly, but then I remembered I'm not allowed to. Matt, who's your winner of the week? Come on.
Look, I was really torn between picking the obvious winner of King Charles.
King Charles III?
Yeah, because that guy spent like 70 years just waiting for this woman to keel over, right? Like,
Yeah.
And finally won. Or Putin, who is
Different kind of monarch.
is a different kind of winner. I'm going to go with King Charles. I'm just going to go with straight up
Seems like the
obvious
obvious
winner.
choice.
It seems like the obvious choice. I'm going to go with him.
That's funny because again, that rolls right into our prediction because he actually is the subject of my prediction. So I'll get to it. King Charles III. I'm predicting right now that he lasts for only 2 years. I don't think he ever wanted this job.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's why he was such a jerk to his first wife. I just don't think he wants to be a part of all this. He lasts for 2 years. He stepped down on his 75th birthday, which they officially call Platinum +5, and then he hands it over to his weird son. That's my prediction. Same with, and by the way, same with Liz Truss. She gets bored of
2
her.
years?
Yeah, 2 years as prime minister, and she also hands it over to her weird son. I'm guessing
Ryan
I don't
Cohen.
know if she has a son. Yeah, Ryan Cohen. And also, just to make my prediction even more confusing, I'm predicting that Ryan Cohen does not jump out of a building.
Oh, now your prediction is sad and terrible.
No, it's good. It's good.
Oh,
Anyone else? Predictions?
I have a prediction. I don't know if Ari has a
Yeah.
prediction.
I don't. Not this week.
My prediction is that Domino's actually moves to making all metal pizza boxes to avoid any future cardboard controversy. Like the controversy is just too much for them to handle, so they're going to move to all metal
why not?
pizza boxes.
That sounds like a cheap alternative. Why not do that?
Like the can metal, right?
They're absolutely
Like
guaranteed.
sardine can. Like you pull it back.
And then the grease is fully intact. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't get soaked into the box at all.
Packed in oil.
That would be the grossest pizza I've ever heard of. That makes me laugh. That is Damon Rollis and Ari the Data Queen. I am Matt Muscardi. We are Free Float Media. And that is September 9th, 2022. Business Pants, come back next week when we do whatever it is we do here. Goodbye.